You guys get to play video games! You get to play video games, you get to play video games, and you too get to play video games! League of Legends players are cute. Okay, so this will be the last bot lane guide for Don't Try This and Duoqueue for some time now, but don't worry, as there will still be weekly uploads of this quality content. Instead, they will be designed for other lanes, as they too need some high quality video game experiences. But now, before you get to play video games as a mage in 2021, no, let me rephrase that. As all mages don't get to play video games in 2021 because for God knows what reason they have a 3% pick rate.
That's unexpected.
Feeling blue.
Are we there yet?
The light of Shurima.
I will be reborn.
Enemies, like I like my bomb.
Therefore, this guide will be intended for the most unplayable row, since 2 negatives makes 1 positive, in turn bringing light to the end of the void. Now welcome to Don't Try This and Duoqueue, featuring the Hentai Botlane, but it's probably going to be titled something else because YouTube does not like pornography. Vel'Koz passive, Cream Pie. When damaging enemies for 3 consecutive times, Vel'Koz will bust a nut and cream pie them, dealing true damage. Vel'Koz R. Vel'Koz channels his inner energy and comes in a line for about 3 seconds, dealing massive amount of magic damage to everyone dumb enough to be caught across the cum path, meanwhile dealing true damage to everyone that Vel'Koz has already cream pied on. Vel'Koz Q, a skill shot that's moderately easy to land and deals okay damage. Vel'Koz W, a skill shot that's kind of easy to land, but deals shit damage unless the enemy is dumb enough to stay on top of the Void Rift. Vel'Koz E, a skill shot that's next to impossible to land unless the enemy is standing still, and even if you land it, it deals next to no damage, so max your ability in literally any order you want, as they're not the ones dealing damage, instead it's your passive. So all you need to do is land your fucking abilities on the target that Leona has stunned, as Leona will be taking PTA, also applying her passive, therefore increasing the damage of your abilities from barely noticeable to whatever the fuck this is. And because of Vel'Koz's stupid kit, you will be able to proc all 3 procs of Leona passive, as one would expect from a bot laner in this current meta of win by 20, die by 30. You will need a champion that's slightly better during the early game. Therefore, I've designed these runes to perfectly negate all of the weaknesses that Vel'Koz has. You will be running Electrocute for additional early game damage. It might be tempting to go Dark Harvest, but don't. As for some goddamn reason, Dark Harvest's damage is not increased by press the attack's exposure effect into Cheap Shot and 2x Adaptive Force for additional early game damage, and approach velocity for additional movement speed in order to follow up on unsuspecting enemies that Leona has kindly stunned for you, allowing you to pulverize their boy holes with your Viagra field tentacles. But unlike Texas Ranger Jin, you will still need to be able to deal damage after the early game, so the rest of the runes are going to be Eyeball Collection and Ultimate Hunter. Yet unlike Wits End Rendon's Pogma, you will still get one shot by literally any assassin, ensuring that you get the full bot lane experience. But just to make you a bit soul crushing than you already are, be sure to take Perfect Timing and Armor from the defensive sub-rune. In my previous Don't Try This and Duoqueue video, I said that bot laners have god complexes and will make the same mistake over and over again. When I said that, I fucking meant it. Now watch as the enemy bot lane face checks this bush 5 times in a row. Therefore, your first item will be a Magi's Cum Stealer. Be sure to start the game off with your Dark Seal, so you can back on a 5th wave and get your first item Power Spike to gain the ability to obtain 20 stacks at 13 minutes. Next, build a Rift Maker, as this synergizes extremely well with Leona's items, and because 3 true damage sources isn't enough, then upgrade your hopefully by now broken stopwatch into Zonia's Hourglass, after which pick up a Horizon Focus. This will empower your Viagra through tentacles, allowing them to not just reveal the target, but also fuck harder and do additional 10% damage. Last but least, don't forget the iconic sex joke.
Think of all the places this can go.
Don't forget to throw in boots somewhere along the build. And again, play this game with god complexes and won't make the same mistake over and over again. It just takes time between them making the mistake and making the same mistake again. So you gotta be patient. It's just like fishing. You gotta sit there and wait. Eventually you'll catch something. Alright, I'm done. Go do whatever the fuck you're doing.